Yeesh, you guys. You guys are already killing it in the you guys are killing it in the chat already. Yeah, I really wasn't expecting that fight to go the full 25 minutes, which is why I set the time for 11:15, and then lo and behold, we get them not staring at each other. Like somebody called it Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis too, and I wouldn't stretch it that far. I don't know. I've just been so scarred by that Derek Lewis fight and Francis Ngannou fight that I'm just like, I don't want to go back and remember or try to judge how bad it actually was, but maybe I'm going to have to do that. But yeah. All right. Let's see what everybody's saying in the chat here. And we'll talk about the night. Brian Barker is saying, oh, what an underwhelming card. Gunn wasn't very exciting, but he has 5-round cardio and is a legit problem at the top of the division. Pedro Jimmy was the highlight. Yeah. Gunn, yeah, it wasn't really exciting, but I don't really knock him for the type of game plan that he brought into that fight. I mean, like he wanted to play it as clean and as safe as possible. And can you really blame him, right? Like that Overeem fight has got to stick out to him, and he knows that he can't slip up for 1 second. Just play it safe. I don't mind that. I really don't mind that. Now, somebody was saying if you look above the rankings, look above him in the rankings, all these fighting is guys with knockout power. But let me go confirm that. Let me see, because the only guys to me that really stick out with knockout power, like that you have to really, really worry about, is Francis Ngannou, obviously, Derek Lewis, and Jairzinho Rosenstruck, who you just beat. So Sergon Overeem, not as much of a knockout artist anymore. Alexander Volkov, not really a one-punch kind of guy. So I think that he could win that fight. Volkov has been looking really good, but let's do that, right? Holy shit. I think we just found the fight. Cyril Gane against Alexander Volkov. Put me in. I'm all there. Rosenstruck, he just beat. Curtis Blades, not a knockout puncher. Derek Lewis, obviously a knockout puncher. Francis Ngannou, a knockout puncher. So, yeah, at least he's shown that he can play that type of game plan if he needs to, right? I think if anybody, like, now this might be a little controversial. This might be a little bit of a hot take, but I think that Jairzinho probably was the toughest threat to him out of those three, because he's technically actually the best striker out of all the guys. Whereas Francis Ngannou, I think Cyril Gane could have the movement to get out of the way and stay away long enough to get Francis huffing and puffing and then start to take over after that. Ooh, that might be a hot take. And yeah, then Pedro and Jimmy was great, man. I had a big bet on Jimmy Rivera and Ankalaev, and yeah, Jimmy Rivera, I really thought he was going to get the better of the boxing and the better of those like in and out movement and exchanges. But Pedro Munoz got on that calf kick right away. It's crazy how much of a game changer that technique is. So it is what it is. I don't regret it. Jimmy Rivera is a high level competitor. Has shown us that he can do this type of style in the past. And I think we can put away the Jimmy Rivera chinny issues, right? He ate some good shots from Pedro, and he was still in the fight. Not to mention being on one leg for at least 10 minutes of it. Was that the worst judge card of all time? Maybe. I'd have to go back and think about it. I know there were some weird ones. Every fight went over, by the way, which was my only parlay to hit. Yeah, I had one fight, another one. I think I hit all of them except the Ankalaev and Krylov one. For some reason, I went with the under there. But yeah, that would have been a nice cash. So now that's three totals parlays that I've dropped on the MMA Lawcast Live, and two of them I missed by one leg, and they're like 8 legs or 7 legs. I think this one was crazy. I bet they heard me on Adam from Detroit. I won good money on Lawrence. Yeah, man. Now that I'm thinking about it, man, fuck. I can't believe I overlooked that spot. You know what I mean? I think I was just sold on Jimmy from the first time I was betting him that I didn't really bother giving the rest of the card the look that I should have, searching for a lock of the night. But yeah, fucking Ronnie looked good, man. I don't think we're going to get him at that minus 155 anytime soon. Depending on the opponent, of course. Need Islam to win next week to seal this 10 unit legger. Nice. I think that hits. I think that hits. I might have to put one together. I might have to put another parlay together that goes over a couple things, a couple events. Young Nasty saying, what's up? Letting you guys know that I was just burning. Okay, let me let's see. People hate on Ghana need to grip. Barack Obama tweet sums up blame Jairzinho for the exactly. I wasn't like completely bored. Jesus, people are making it sound like it was the worst fight of all time. I kept telling people on the prediction lock for the fight show, Gon will be champ. People keep doubting casuals. Sure, I believe there was just enough people on either side, and I don't get why we got to be this nasty with it. I get it's in your name, but come on, show some morals. You know what I mean? Uh, Gon stood with a few good shots, brain plus chin. Yeah, solid. Gon would shit on John Wash John's high. I want to see what John looks like at heavyweight. Severy is saying sky's the limit for Gon. I usually like Bisping, but he was a bit disgraceful tonight and was basically spitting facts in Gon's face the whole time. Uh, yeah, he looked good, man. Brett Johns, okay, perfect. For sure. Because I don't put in hours and hours of work, but yeah, peace out, buddy. I knew the haters were going to come out tonight, so I don't really care. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Pillar Lane Gaming, with like the greatest knowledge you could give out there. I'm sure, like, what kind of Patreon would I have if I just gave predictions on fights but not bets? But reads are on at points too. That guy's probably still going out there and parlaying Sabina Mazo in his fucking spots. It's all good. Yo, wrestle Biggie Boy, not actually someone impressive. Yeah, exactly. I never copy him. I'm up here in service. Sorry. Cool. Speech great, but steep. All right. If you're gonna start yeah, whatever. Pillar, you've been loyal. I'll let you hang around, but don't be that type of guy. Just saying. Thanks, Thomas. Peace out, brother. It's gonna be nice to like cleanse the timeline a little bit. These are the nights that it's great to go live. You know what I mean, let the haters come out. Let them come out. I'm good. Ryan Benavidez saying hit first in DK tournament. Thanks to me. Appreciate it. Appreciate that accurate assessment. Yeah, I do believe in my reads, but I'm just not hitting the spots that I should be hitting. That's it. Yeah, with the card from the other night was fucking dope. Shout out Brian Brackett for bringing that shit up. Finesse God somehow doubles his money. I got to look at how my DraftKings lineups did, but I think Hernandez and Jimmy Rivera really pooped in my my cereal that night. Tonight, I should say. Let's see where you guys are at. Hey, Sean is saying the fighter whose stock rose the most was Derek Lewis. I don't know about that, man. It's hilarious how much his Homer Simpson approach works. It's like getting beat for 95% of that fight, and then one punch puts it all out. Where do you think Pedro would be in the rankings if he didn't get Rob versus Frankie? He'd be like top 3, right? Those would be 2 solid back-to-back wins. What happened to the death touch? Yeah, it's always a threat. I picked Gon to win, but I didn't lay the chalk. Maybe some PTSD. Henry Hogg was saying Moises was a surprise. He was a good spot, man. I don't know what to say about that one. I thought Hernandez had him beat in the striking there, but Moises showed the fuck up. Calf kick as well too. It was like the calf kick night against me. Usually I'm the guy taking the fucking or shooting out the calf kicks. Ishan, that being said, Gonzo future champion, time out again against dangerous hands is valuable for an inexperienced dude. Yeah, for sure. Knowing that you can go 25 minutes with somebody that has the death touch, it's very, very helpful, especially when you have to go up against guys like Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou. Good shit, Young Nasty. I like it. Yeah, Munoz Rivera was easily the spot. Ryan Clune, I'm not. I was filling in the bets for the Locky Late Night and Dog Night challenge. So I wasn't watching with the closest of eye, but from what I saw and even what the commentators were making it sound like, made it sound like that Jacoby deserved that. Not 100% sure. Young Nasty killed tonight, 4 out of 4. 9 leg of all overs. Yeah, that was crazy. Gunny, Rosen wasn't challenging him enough for him to do other than what he was doing. He didn't even break it, so I think he beats Ngannou too because he would just adjust and be even better. Yeah, I'm telling you. I think Gon's definitely up there. What a loser just in here. Shit. Impersonating a bad UFC fighter. Oh, yeah, Brett Jones. I'm glad I got rid of him. God damn. All right, I'm just going to go to live because you guys are absolutely slapping this up right now. Okay, Ty Drucken is saying all decisions. Timothy Maynard, Jimmy cost me big tonight in my parlays. Damn calf kicks. Yeah, man. Crazy. Marcus Williams, even though Alex Cruz won, I'm puzzled by his third round performance at the end. It seems like he didn't want to get rear naked choke submission. Yeah, that was a great win for him. Very, very surprised that he came through the way that he did. Yeah, good spot for Caceres. And absolute horrible gas tank on Kroom. I did not expect him to have such a bad gas tank. Yuck. Melo's technical strikers running out of room. I got to put more weight into pressure and wrestling. True, good point. Can't believe I didn't play more Lawrence as MVP. Yeah, crazy. He looked good. Again, I don't think we'll see him ever better than minus 155. Crazy. Shift Dave, thanks for the film looks. Everybody got their own spots. Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to give you the best I can. Maxime on that fight, in my opinion, he had clinch control time and ended every round with pressure. Yeah, I'd have to watch the fight back. Maybe I will. Young Nasty saying respect. I caught some of these casuals because they try to roast me with fights, so now I'm flexing. Yeah. The funny thing is, dude, like when you're winning, like obviously I'm on a shit streak right now. People are gonna come out in droves and be like, oh, he's shit. But when I'm winning, where are they? That's the thing. It's been a rough stretch, 1-6 on fucking Locky Late Night plays this year, but I definitely feel like I might as well split it right now. It's not like I'm charging for my picks or anything like that. Again, not a full tout per se. I drop my picks every Friday for free. Patreon members just get early access. That's all. Y'all are joining the Patreon for the reads that I could potentially give you guys in earlier into the weeks as well too, and other perks and all that shit. But yeah, I'm not just a pick guy. But regardless, yeah, the haters aren't there when you're winning. That's all you got to remember, Young Nasty. Just try to don't. I'm not calling you a dick. I'm just saying, just try to be a better sport about it. That's it. Never is saying Mazzo is way too weak and lanky. Grasso looks much bigger and more aggressive at this way. The red face she gets us good luck. Yeah. She gets dusted up pretty easily on the feet, or at least looks bad. But yeah, Davis came through. Wrestling baby. Basically, whoever lands more calf kicks is going to win. You're pretty much right. And I love the fact that Jimmy tried to return them almost immediately, right? But he was already too far behind before Pedro. I was about to call him Pedro, goddamn. Before he actually fucked shit up. Kroom really messed me up. Yeah, 90%. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Public Dog doesn't come through this time around. I'm trying to remember the last big Public Dog, and the only one that comes to mind is Procopio, and she won pretty handily, right? So, Mystery Campy 412 is saying Gon looks too quick for Rosenstrike's counter game, but a bit of a bad matchup for Rosenstrike in hindsight. Yeah, he had all the wherewithal in terms of how to get out of bad situations, whereas it seems like guys like Curtis Blades, he was resorting to his wrestling, but he just had a brain fart and just shot to the wrong side. If he shot to the other side, would have been safe from that uppercut. Maybe. I don't know. Armchair expert over here. Kroom looked like he downed the fifth. Yeah, dude. The guy's cardio dropped the fuck off. I was not expecting that at all. Ishan Weld is saying thoughts on the point deduction for the fence grab. I thought it would have been better to give Rosa the position and official warning. If they could give her the position, yeah. Like if I had it up to myself, I'd agree with you. I'd say give her the position. But I don't mind the immediate, like if you're not going to give her the position, the immediate point, I'm fine with that too. Make that person, yeah, it was as inverted as you could get. Like there's sometimes where people just in passing accidentally grab it. She full on grabbed it, try to not get taken down. That's legit. I don't mind taking a point. Never. A decision was to play this weekend with big numbers. Gone over, kept bet, kept cashing. Should have went to harder. Only took the over 2.5. Yeah, for sure. Timothy Topher, when you tape so do you usually just watch the fighters last fight, or do you watch multiple fights for each guy? I watch at least the last 3 fights of every fighter, and then I try to also match their opponent style with a past opponent of theirs, and then I'll go back and watch those fights as well too and see how they deal with it. But I always watch the last 3 fights at minimum to just make sure that it's not just a, like for Kevin Kroom, for example. If you think, yeah, I just bet Kevin Kroom after watching him 30-second dust Roosevelt Roberts, I got to go back and watch some more. And other cases like guys that have like like 1 round fights in the last 4 or 5 fights, and I'll go back and watch everything. Just go back as far as I can and specifically find one that has at least gone to a decision, so you see how their cardio holds up. That's one thing that I'm very much keen on. Rick Sanchez, you can't get mad unless you're recklessly following someone's people. Yeah, exactly. I'm just here to give you as much knowledge and information I can from the opinions that I draw from the research that I make. Now, am I the best at picking out the exact spots right now to be putting it all on? No, but take my advice, mix it with your advice, and tell me what you come out with. I'm so tilted because Sarahs would have won me 50K if you just finished or even got a knockdown. Damn, that would have been nuts. Few tune, what's going on, buddy? Like Piotr next week, what do you think? I like Aljo, but I'm not playing that fight. There's no way you're going to catch me betting against fucking Piotr Jan. Hell to the no. But I lean Aljo there. I did the breakdown for it already. Maybe I'll post it after the stream. But yeah, as soon as I catch up to this to the comment section here, I will let you guys know what my Lock of the Night play is for next week, which I've already dropped. The fighters need to advance their game with the stance, which is the only way to dissolve the calf kick. Yeah, you got to be comfortable fighting in both stances, but also I think what is key is kind of just staying in their face, just keep moving forward. How often are they going to be able to get calf kicks on if they're the ones continuously getting pushed back? But one thing I will give Pedro is he almost used the calf kick as a counter. Like anytime Jimmy would go, he did a good job of kind of countering with the calf kick to kind of damage it and obviously take the pop off the shots that's coming back his way. So he's mastered that too. I got to give him credit for that. But yeah, stance switching and being comfortable in both stances would be great. Like a guy like Magomed Ankalaev who looks comfortable in both stances. I think if somebody came at him with a heavy calf kick approach, he would be fine to go to the other stance, but then he'd still have to make up the work and do the work to continue to push his opponent back so his other leg doesn't get fucked up. Finesse got him for no reason. He's forced you to copy his best. Thank you, Finesse God. I appreciate it. Not to mention someone in Rosen's family is terminally ill, so that probably played a major factor. Maybe another great thing about Coolbet is the live draw line. Yes. Yeah, I should have taken advantage of that. Fuck. Especially for any fight that has a point taken away, right? Good call, man. I should, yeah. Worst fence scrub since Sakai versus Blagway. Yeah, that was crazy. I took all the main event overs. Good shit, buddy. That's a solid spot right there. Fender Jazz, Luck. I tracked 6 handicaptors, including myself, and you actually had the best picks record, if I'm not mistaken, at 5-3. No way. There's no way I had the best. No fucking way. I remember the other people that you told me that you track as well too, and you were telling me that I was like in the lead already. But again, they're not translating to the bets, and to me, that's what matters the most. They're not translating to the bets. All right, Gunny, I'm fine with the immediate point taken. I just think the ref needs to be more consistent in doing it. Yep, bang on right there. When it's that blatant, people are just so spelled on warnings that they think it's BS when they take away one. Yeah. What they need to just fix the scale a little bit more. I think they need to be more lenient when 10-8s. Like if it's a clear round for a guy, but he like didn't just absolutely blow him away, that's a 10-8. But like if there's close rounds, like we had some close rounds in this fight too, right? Then you go 10-9. So I wouldn't mind seeing more like what a 30-29 looks like right now. I'm trying to think of one that we had on the card, or even the Gone fight, right? We knew every round in that Gone fight against Rosenstrike was a Gone round because we saw nothing from a Rosenstrike. I would score those 10-8s. And then when we get much closer rounds where we have action on both sides and this person just slightly edges ahead, 10-9. People have thought about talking about bringing in the half point thing. I'm not down with that. Let's just be more lenient with the points. That's kind of my. My spots. John West. Calf kicks cost me so much today. Yeah, me too. Again, I'm usually the calf kick backer. Fuck. Never Luck is the official dog catcher right now. Remember, I said, yeah, dude. I should just change my logo to like Dog of the Night at this point because those guys are coming too. Animal Mother, that cool bad live draw line is clutch. Two big payouts now hitting that after that. Yeah, good shit, man. Fuck. I can't believe I didn't even think about doing that. I only just found out recently that they allow in-fight betting. So not just in between rounds, but actual in-fight. And then I didn't notice that they had the props that you could live bet as well too. So yeah, I'll definitely take advantage of that. I feel like Lozen Strike is being found out a bit. Beats over him after losing most of the fight. JDS in the 4 or Orlovsky were next for him. Like the JDS fight, he lost that first round on the judges' scorecards, and then he gets bailed out by his knockout power. Like that's Derek Lewis to a T. It's the same thing. Like they almost Homer Simpson it until they get a finish. What's next for Rosenstrike? Yeah, I guess Blades versus Rosenstrike makes sense, right? They both lose. Overeem's out there as well too, but they don't want. I doubt he wants that rematch. Yeah, for a fresh matchup, let's do Blades and Rosenstrike. Is this the first time you've seen where they didn't give out 4 bonuses on anything because the fights were so shit? Who got the bonuses and what were they? Will you sprint carry anything on Blakovic by KO? I got to see what the odds are. That's another fight I'm staying away from. I haven't recorded the breakdown for it, but that's something I have to do. But I'm staying away from that fight. And I'll tell you guys why shortly. So Blakovic is a plus 210 favorite. Blakovic by KO plus 490. Like it's hard to overlook that power that he has, man. And he closes distance so well. Like I don't care how well you move. You're talking about a guy that's gotten clipped by Kelvin Gastelum, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. And this is his first step up. I don't know. Pillar Lane Gaming says, I think Israel beats Jan with ease after watching a lot of tape on Jan. Interesting. Technically speaking, yeah, he's a much better fighter, but like it's almost like it's almost like Jorginho and Lewis, like if he lands that shot, but I think he's much more mobile than those two heavyweights as well too, and it's paid off pretty well for him. I think it's a tougher fight than minus 250 indicates. Love hearing you talk fights. For sure, brother, for sure. Bonuses fight of the night. Munoz for Rivera makes sense. And Lawrence performed. Oh, so they didn't give another performance tonight. Ooh, interesting. I love how Mario Breno Silva right after a fight grabbed Montana, went over to Dana like, hey, I think she said, hey, pay us. That was a good fight. No, it was not a good fight. It was okay. It was good. I'm sure you girls gave it all your all, but Rivera Munoz was definitely the fight of the night. But yeah, Lawrence had a crazy performance as well too. What do you think about Christian Robbery? Knocked Jacoby down twice in the first, and they didn't give Christian a 10-a, gave Jacoby a unanimous. It was split if anything. Yeah, I'm not. Again, I got to go watch that back. I didn't watch it with the keenest of eyes, so I can't give you the best of answers there, brother. Indica or Sativa, definitely an Indica. I'm in the couch for the rest of the evening. Finally able to get a lucky late night. It's nearly 5 a.m. here in the UK. You're fucking jokes, dude. Appreciate the support and stopping by. What did you think of John Jones during the main event saying he needed to push the pace? Yeah, like I feel like I don't think we'd see Gane fight Jones the way he fought Rosenstrike. I think he'd put it on him a little bit more. So yeah, I think John, like if it was John against Rosenstrike, then yeah, John would maybe even finish Rosenstrike if we get like 80% John Jones of what we used to see in like his best days at light heavyweight. Are those days gone? Right? That's the question. Nick West is saying Rosenstrike against Elkis. I'm not really for that. I like I just said it earlier. Oh no, I want Gane versus Volkov, and then Rosenstrike versus Blades. I think that's the spot to do. And then Delkis, I think Marcin Tybura needs an opponent, right? So either Tom Aspinall or Delkis get Tybura, in my opinion. Maybe Delkis and Rosenstrike then. Yeah, good point. Rankings wise, I guess it makes sense. I don't mind that. Rosen and Blades makes the most sense. Yeah, that's the one that I'm down for. Thunder Jazz, you did have the best picks record of the 6 I track, man, but I'm in the same boat. I need to learn to translate picks to profitable bets. I'm extremely again a fan of yours. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate that. All right, so for the 53 people that are already in here, and if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like. I know we're not going to get that many people out here, but that definitely helps with the video shit too. I know you guys enjoyed the Locky Late Night thing. But yeah, lock of the night play for UFC 259, 4 units, Mr. Sean Brady, minus 196. I think he beats the brakes off of Jake Matthews. I think Jake Matthews will always be a top 15-ish, but never higher than that. I think Brady has a high ceiling, has him almost beat everywhere. The only one little concern, if you want to give any solid points to Jake Matthews, is we don't have 100% clarity on how Sean Brady looks like off of his back. Now, I'm not too concerned given that he's a black belt and it seems like he's been doing pretty well in the grappling exchanges from what I've been seeing of him. Also add in the fact that Jake Matthews, yeah, he can get guys down, but he doesn't really do the best job of like that top control. And I've got to trust that Sean Brady could do something like that, especially if he's a black belt, right? Like he looks like a tank. He looks like a guy that can go a solid 15. We saw his gas tank kind of falter a little bit against Court McGee, where McGee was pushing the pace pretty much that entire fight, but he was landing those big shots, rocking him a couple times to secure the rounds for himself. But he was the one getting pushed back, and he was the one kind of sucking wind a little bit. I'll admit that. But then when you watch his next fights, his cardio looks much better. You know what I mean? And you would have to attribute the possible gassing to the pace that Court McGee was setting, whereas Jake Matthews, he's not really that guy to set the pace. He's always the one kind of on his back foot, just waiting for that opportunity to lunge forward and try, land a good 1-2 combination or something like that. More of like a blitzing overhand right. I feel like Sean Brady will be able to read those. The kid's tank himself too, and I think he could get him down and control him as well too. We saw Jake Matthews taken down a couple of times by Andrew Holbrook at 155. I know that was a couple of fights ago. There's another one, Boyan Velichkovic, another one struggling with the takedowns. And he has, in my opinion, I don't think he's really fought anybody that will possibly have as much success as Brady would be able to if he tried to take this fight to the ground. But even if this fight stays on the feet, I very much favor Brady. He throws a little bit more combinations. He throws with heat. Maybe he could hurt Matthews on the feet, force a desperation takedown, and maybe jump into one of those guillotines of Brady. Apparently, Brady has one of the greatest guillotine chokes, according to Paul Felder. There obviously is some bias whenever you're going with whenever you're talking about a former teammate of yours or something like that. But like it showed against Christian Aguilar, right? Like if you guys go back and watch how he applied that choke against him, it's fucking beautiful. Like it was so quick. He had his arm on one side and just switched it over so quickly, got the grip, and then just torqued on it, man. And Christian Aguilar went out quick. He went out quick. So yeah, I like me some Brady here. I'd be surprised if we see Jake Matthews win here. Like again, the only flack you could give this guy, and this is the flack that everybody was giving on Kalaev this week, was the strength of schedule. But, Court McGee, solid veteran, goes out there and proves that he can handle the pressure and still dish out damage. Ishmael Nardiev, very solid fighter. He dropped that first round, showed the resiliency to come back in with those next 2 rounds, showed that he can gut through those positions in, the second and third rounds. Jake Matthews doesn't really have the greatest cardio from what we've been seeing before, right? Like when he goes out there and grapple fucks these guys, even in the Emil Mech fight, he's just on his back foot, like that third round, just huffing, and I think that Brady will be able to expose him in those spots. So yeah, that's the Locky Late Night play. That's the perks that you guys get for joining me on this Saturday evening, almost Sunday morning. All right, let's see what the rest of you guys are saying. Gunny, exactly. Gon will not feel threatened by Jones' KO power and be much more aggressive with him. Left Miami, he is a Kamaru Usman type of fighter that adjusts to his opponents. I wouldn't go as far as calling him Kamaru Usman style yet, but so far he's shown us that he can adapt to pretty much any opponent that he fights, and he doesn't like lose a round. Has he lost a round in the UFC yet? I don't think so. Crazy. Versus Blaze is just Rosen strike on his back though. That's why I want to see Biggie Boy swing. Yeah, good point. Good point. Every Bantam calling out Dillashaw. Who you think should get that fight? I wouldn't mind Pedro. There was another one who just recently called him out. There was a big win, 135. Fuck. Ricky Simone, right? I think Ricky Simone called him out. I wouldn't mind Ricky Simone and Dillashaw. That would be a great fight. Pedro, I think he wants that fight because Dillashaw was the champion. But yeah, we'll see. Ishan is saying, did the Del Rosa money line get voided by most books then? Yeah, they should. Unless you're betting with the book that has the 3-way option, which is fighter, draw, or other fighter, you should have it get voided. Brian Jameson, sorry, a little baked, as you know. Brian Jameson, our boy Brady's rolling. Yeah, I hope so, man. I'm starting to think I'm a Lock of the Night curse. That there's a Lock of the Night curse going around right now, and your boy is just fucking it up. But yeah, I put in the work for that fight, and I think Brady really has it. Lucas, Alexis Davis, let's go. Yes, shitty that the only bet that hit for me tonight was Alexis Davis. And it was my smallest bet too. I mentioned to watch Hamzat fight. Yeah, I want to find out. I want to find out how good this guy is, if he's good at all. Oh, yeesh. What the fuck is this guy saying? What is going on? Should I just okay, yeah, I'm blocking these guys. Oh, what? All right, well, here we go. All right, that should stop that. Yeah, so I can block and do all or like do all the shit to people that are watching on YouTube, but I can't do it to anybody that's watching through Twitter. So those guys, whoever the fuck that was doing it through Twitter. All right, let's just catch up here. Every bantamweight calling out Dillashaw, yeah, for sure. Sorry, I just got back on comments because of that just random ass shit that just happened. Valerie saying Uncle Dana said no finish tonight. Interesting. Gunny, he is, bro. I'm telling you, I'm a good eye when it comes to talent styles. All right. Manuel Garlarza. I've been watching UFC videos for the past few weeks. I think you're asking. I appreciate it for his predicts are okay. I'm pretty sure I've been like the one of the few guys that's calling these solid dogs out here too. It's all good. Thank you for stopping by though. Die Hard Clint is in the fucking chat. Can't wait for you to update them. Lock and Eye contest standings after tonight. Yeah, you hit that Uncle Live decision. That's a solid spot. I'll probably be doing it in the AM though. Imagine Megan Anderson wins next week. Yeah, if she wins next week, we know what's up. But I'm not paying that type of juice on Amanda Nunes here. Law versus Leon. Eileen Leon. I gotta do the tape here, but gotta be on Leon. No matter the time off. Fender Jazz, Ishan. I just got the push on De La Rosa. Had Silva, but that damn fence grab. Yeah. If she didn't get her point taken away, she would have won, right? Fuck. Crazy. Dylan R is asking if I like Song Yadong. I believe he's fighting Kyler Phillips. I haven't taped that one yet. That's obviously on deck for me tomorrow. Pre-tape, I kind of like the plus money on Kyler. But yeah, moving forward, I've even told my Patreon members I doubt I'm gonna go so hard with these picks. You know what I mean? I think I'm just gonna stick with my lock of the night play and one dog of the night play. And I already got my lock of the night play, which is Sean Brady. Definitely think he wins that fight with ease. And then in terms of a dog, like the only one that comes to mind that I'm even leaning that I think I would potentially bet would be Joseph Benavidez. And I know a lot of people that's going to be a very unpopular pick this coming week. I got to do the tape still, but I feel like everything I remember from beforehand leads me to believe that that's a Joseph Benavidez fight, as long as he doesn't get knocked out, which I don't think he will by Askarov. But yeah, let's see. What a wild man! What a wild card man! Really sketchy. Cannot wait for next week. Yeah, next week should be fucking nice. My apologies again. I may have unsubscribed, but I'll be back to glance at your stuff. I appreciate it. No worries. To each their own. I hopefully when you come back, I'll be on a little bit more of a heater. I had Rivera Hernandez, and main event doesn't go the distance. Yeah, Rivera hurt, Hernandez hurt for sure. Again, calf kick city with those with their opponents, and then the main event is going to decision. Yeah, go for a walk. Maybe smoke something. Ty Drucken is asking, do I have Cruz next week? I haven't looked into that fight yet, but pre-tape lean is Casey, but it's hard to tell what kind of Cruz we're going to get. I want to go back and watch the Cejudo fight for sure, and then obviously a couple more fights before that. But from all I remember, he got leg kicked to death by Cejudo, which is why I couldn't get his game going. But people may be upset, or sorry, may have just had a bad memory of it, just as I do. So I got to go back and watch that fight. Maybe he did show us some good things earlier in that fight before Cejudo really started to put it on him. But I need a reminder. T-Rex. Nah, apparently Galarza is sticking around. Jim Assoon stopping by. I appreciate you. I just resubscribed. You're too freaking nice to you. You clearly have the right side of the comment. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Again, I don't have time for trolls. I'm good. I'm happy to take criticism, but if you guys take it to another level, then that's when you guys catch the block. It's not always going to be perfect. If it was perfect, we'd all be fucking millionaires at this point in time. But I can wholeheartedly say that I put the work in, and yeah, I leave no stone unturned. Maybe that's not the best in terms of maybe starting to think too deep about fights. But yeah, this Rivera one reminded me of when I picked Jose Aldo against Marlon Vera, and it had that feel. But obviously, every bet is its own bet, and that one cashed. This one did it. That's all that matters. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Ishan, when everyone's struggling with the car, it's not down to the process doing due diligence. Yeah. Like if I'm telling, or if I'm putting my own hard work money on a certain thing, I'd want to leave no stone unturned. So that's why I go as deep as I do, and why it takes me as long as it does to do what I do. Sometimes it works like Alexis Davis, and sometimes it doesn't, like fucking Jimmy Rivera. Appreciate the advice, brother. I was being dumb. No worries, bro. It's all good. Oh, I think I skipped one here. Angel is saying, nice call on Alexis Davis and Poliana Vienna next week. Yes, see, like I have those spots. Thank you. Thank you, Angel. T-Rex is saying he's looking forward to the content. I appreciate it, buddy. Coach T, Dana not happy with Gunfight, saying didn't take advantage of the opportunity. Yeah, okay. True. There's a lot of guys that rock, they're like in the plus 200 lifetime units and all that type of shit, and I commend those guys, right? Like that's some solid work. Um, yeah, I'm not going to backhand compliment that at all. Those guys are killing it. The one that really comes to mind, and he's my boy, sometimes a little cocky and arrogant, but I love the dude. Warrior Bet. The guy's sharp as a knife. Like when he has losing nights, I think he had a losing night tonight, but it's like 0.36 units. Like it's very minimal. So I appreciate guys like that, and he's probably one of the best that I know, and who's not doing absolutely horrible this year. Like a lot of guys are taking a bit of a shit kicking, but yeah, no, Warrior Bet is probably one of my guys. You're right, T-Rex. He's a great guy who does his work. I'm just pissed about Mazo and Hernandez. I mean, again, I'm glad I got the fucking Davis pick there. Nobody except maybe me works harder than my hand. Luck the night gambling is hard, and my MMA is the most volatile sport to bet. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that, Clint. Damn it, Davis. Rib Lemons is saying, is the Kafka officially too efficient? I mean, my goodness. Yeah, I'm like, I just don't get why more fighters aren't doing it. But so who used it tonight? Thiago Moises, ATT guy. Pedro Munoz, ATT guy. So MMA Masters is another one. Those guys usually go after the calf kick, like Miguel Baeza and Danny Chavez. So I think just focusing on those camps and knowing that they could potentially bring that to the table could work out as a long-term bet, even if they haven't really shown that type of style in the past. Like Thiago Moises, good leg kicker, but never really a calf kicker, and I think that really fucked with Alexander Hernandez that night as well too. So yeah, but Pedro Munoz is known for that shit. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with Hernandez? Has he peaked? I expected so much more. Yeah, I think he's peaked. I don't think I could trust the guy anymore. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and yeah, this was a winnable fight for him, in my opinion. And I don't want to take anything away from Thiago Moises, but yeah, tough. Rib Lemons saying, "What's up?" Manuel Galarza, selective memory. I should have listened to MMA all the way. It's fine. Again, take from some spots and then just do your own thing from other spots. It's just at the end of the day, it should come down to you to make the ultimate choice. I wish I could tell you guys, be like, hey, follow every single pick I make, but I know if you take the information I give you on every single fight, you'll be able to come out on the other side with more information than you didn't have before. Let's put it that way. Hernandez had that mean HGH gut boy was overjuiced tonight, looking like Joe Rogan out there with that stomach. Yeah, that guy's all like athleticism. All these people saying Gane should fought differently. You know, damn well they wouldn't have tried to bang Rosen straight. Yeah, you're right. They just got to take a stab at him whenever they can, just because he actually won. How Galval let Gordon Ryan slap him twice. Yeah, not just once, twice. If you go 0 for 9 on your parlay, you win a grand prize. Learned that today. Oh, interesting. What is that? Gunny, I agree. I enjoy the fight. Winning is winning. Yeah, like that's why I don't mind guys like Usman. You know, what I mean, who sometimes have boring fights. Who are other guys? Khabib used to be boring. Like it's only recently that people are like, oh, okay, Khabib. But like, if you guys remember, like on his way to the title, he just wasn't the most crazy guy. Like he wasn't the most exciting guy. But yeah, winning is winning, and they stay dominant. It's all that matters. Hernandez reminds me of Kevin Lee, all the physicality and tools to be successful, but can't crack that next level. I appreciate you, Neil, the security. I think you're right there, man. I think he's more athleticism than skill, and maybe the skill part of it is catching up to him now. Can only get you so far. It can get you that knockout over Benio Dariush, which seems to be impossible nowadays. But he got that, made a name for himself, and just keeps dropping the ball when the time matters. So tough out for him there, man. That was a tough one. I can't believe I trusted my read. 2 units on him at minus 185. Thought we had some good looks there, but it is what it is. What I would have liked is if we still had that Ashley Yoder and Angela Hill fight on the card. Given how Davis performed, you know what I mean? A 0.5 unit stab on Angela Hill, or sorry, on Yoder didn't look that bad. Grappling was winning that night. You know what I mean? Maybe the smaller cage definitely had a lot to do with it as well. But yeah, I think they're fighting again in like in a month or 2 weeks, I should say. Then I'll probably sprinkle her again. Dasher Hunter saying Volkov versus Cyril would be interesting, or Cyril versus Lewis. I like Cyril versus Volkov. That's the fight that I want to see. Gender Faz is saying Couture was at times boring, but always awe-inspiring. Yeah, guys that are just able to grapple fuck. GSP, same shit, right? Chris Lure is saying, man, I'm so stoked for the Aljo fight. Ooh, that's going to be a great fight. Very much looking forward to that one. Yeah, like probably one of the weirdest stylistic oppositions Piotr Jan has ever gone up against. You know, Aljo has that weird funk master is like the best nickname for this guy, but it seems like this is going to be a weird matchup for him. For me, it comes down to the output of Piotr Jan. The guy seems a little bit too lackadaisical at times. That the activity of Aljo might catch up to him. But yeah, that's a fight I'm staying away from. Die Hard is saying, bro, that Davis call, I thought Maslow was going to be much stronger at 135. Yeah, I'm happy I got the Davis one, but again, it was like my smallest bet of the night. Fuck, that's the thing that I regret most about it. PKK Wood is saying, I lost hell units in this bitch with you, man. Already amping for next week's redemption. Yes, I appreciate you. This is why I do it. Guys that are knowing that winning is all, yeah, whatever. Thank you, PK. I appreciate it. I got Piotr Jan. He beat that Dagestani dude in rematch. Yeah, the Magomedov fight. He did a good job of keeping the fight on the feet, but this is the thing. I think a lot of people are breaking this fight down strictly from the lens of this is a grappler versus striker, which, yeah, in essence, it kind of is. But if you look into it a little bit more, Aljo does good things on the feet too. Again, his kicking game is going to be crucial here. Now, unless Piotr Jan, who's been spending time at ATT now, because I think Tiger Muay Thai is on the fritz in terms of finding like sparring partners and stuff for him. But a lot of the guys from Tiger Muay Thai are going down to the ATT now, so he's been there for a couple of days. And what have the ATT guys been doing as of late? How much is he going to be picking up their style, if at all, and start implementing calf kicks? Because if he does that against Aljo, then yeah, he's going to whoop him right away because he's not going to be able to move. That's what Jimmy Rivera needed tonight. He needed to move around it to get his game going, and Aljo needs his calves. He barely has any calf muscle on his freaking leg to begin with. So, yeah, interesting fight. Interesting fight. I'm not touching that one. Nick West thinks Yan finishes Aljo. Not a bad prediction. Again, the guy's a gangster. Pure Yan wrestling underrated. Yeah, it is. It's very underrated. You're absolutely right. If you guys watch that Magomedov fight, like even as the first one, the kid's like 23 or 24 years old and still going out there and throwing up triangles and arm bars and shit. Like people don't think he's just a Muay Thai guy. But damn, like he has some good grappling as well too. I don't think to the level of an Aljo, but he's not a fish out of water on the ground. And again, his wrestling is dope as well too. Tristan Schuhauser is saying if Aljo wins, though, I'm really not interested in Sterling versus Sandhagen. If they make that, would rather see Dishaw versus Sterling. I don't think they'd do the Sandhagen fight right away. Would they? That's the fight. Do Sandhagen and Dillashaw. And then do Sterling and what is this, 135? They already had the Munoz fight, right? So 135, we got Sterling number 1, Sandhagen number 2, Rob Font number 3. I think it's too early for Font to get a title shot or something. Yeah, there's not much else. You're right. Sandhagen and Font are the only ones really up there. I'd like to see Sandhagen versus, but you can't give Rob Font a title shot. Again, Sandhagen versus Dillashaw would be dope. Why not Rob Font versus Jose Aldo? Why not? And then if Rob Font comes out on the winning end, you can kind of set him up for a number 1 contender spot or even just a title shot. So what fights you going to actually bet on? Right now, the only fight that I have a bet on is Sean Brady, 4 units at minus 196. Thought the guy was going to go up to like the minus 300s, minus 400s, but it is what it is. Dash and Hunter, I seen that ET on those calf kicks. Yeah, man. Ferguson going to be training with Freddie Roach. Any thoughts? I don't know how much it's going to truly change his game. Like it's never bad to seek out different types of advice and different types of training. But I don't think it's going to be much of a career resurgence for him, right? The guy's like 37 now. How old is Tony Ferguson? Come on. I still have my VPN on, so my laptop's being all weird. Yeah, he's 37. He just turned 37 16 days ago, 2 weeks ago. Ben Peak swinging by. Shout out. Appreciate you coming by. Saw you here live. I left a comment on the Patreon store. Appreciate you. Great call on the Davis fight. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying. Ben Peak, if the Aljo line gets higher as an underdog pick, I'm hitting it. See it being a 5-round war with Aljo out striking on the feet with movement and kicks. Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm going to wait it out and see what underdog I'm going to take. Is there any women's fights next week? My women's picks have been on. When I'm betting women's fights, it's looking good. You know what? Let me do a quick looky. Because we had the Marina Rose pick earlier in the year. That was it's like literally my only shining moment of the fucking month of the year so far. But very happy to hit that one. So women's fights. I think on the first event, under 2.5 on the Manuel Fiorio and Victoria Leonardo fight plus 165. Hit that. Rodriguez by KO plus 1350. Hit that. Marina Rodriguez straight plus 282. Hit that. Laura Procopio plus 140. Hit that. Oh my God. Mallory Martin, Poliana Vienna under 2.5 plus 180. Hit that. Alexa Grasso minus 120 against Macy Barber. Hit that. I had Ketlin Vieira in a parlay against Yana Kunitskaya. That's the only one that I lost. And then tonight, Alexis Davis. And then Montana De La Rosa was a push. Wow. I've literally only lost one women's MMA fight bet this year. That's insane. So do we have any next week is the question. Let's see. Nunes and Anderson. Obviously, we know that's a Nunes fight right there. I was telling my Patreon people, if there is a lock of the night, in my opinion, for 259, it would be the Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson under 2.5. Now, I'm not that type of handicapper or predictor or bet giver that would give a line that's not widely available. So the line that widely available right now seems to be the 1.5, which is under 1.5, which is minus 115. The under 2.5, minus 220, a little bit chalky, but I think Megan Anderson either knocks her out, which is her only path to victory, and it only happens within 12 and a half minutes, or Amanda Nunes gets her down enough, and then eventually if it sinks in a sub. I highly doubt we'd see a more resistance from Megan Anderson than we did from Jermaine Durant and me in terms of getting a submission. So even Amanda Nunes by sub, but then again, she could posture up and go for TKO as well too, in case she gets her in a bad position. Nunes TKO is plus 110. Nunes sub. What's Nunes sub? Nunes by sub plus 180. So yeah, but under 2.5 would be the lock night play. But obviously, I got the Sean Brady play minus 196. That's my lock night play. So other women's fights: Amanda Lemos versus Lavinia Souza. I haven't looked into that one yet, but I like Amanda Lemos early there. I doubt her in the past, but she's definitely won me over as of late. Yeah, those are only two women's fights. I don't know. Let's see how that turns out. Goddamn. Brad Vini is saying, "What about Cody?" I believe you're talking about Cody Garbrandt. And from what I remembered, I thought he was supposed to go down to 125 to challenge Davison Figueiredo. So is he still planning on doing that? I'm saying that he's not in the division anymore. I think Dana is giving TJ Tarsha. That's why they haven't booked anything yet. TJ said he said yes to all top callouts, but UFC didn't want them. Interesting. I wouldn't mind him getting an immediate title shot. I'm fine with that. Like for what do they call it? Lineal. He's essentially the lineal champion right now. Actually, maybe Suhudo is. I don't know. Dasha Hunter Blahovic got fast hands. People don't realize this yet. I think people that are throwing Izzy into parlays are it. I like Izzy. I think he wins, but man, I think that's a tough one for him. Again, coming up a weight class, Blahovic is a big dude, hits hard. Gaslam was able to rock this guy a couple times. If Blahovic closes distance that quickly, uh, again, Izzy's like much taller than a lot of the opponents he's been facing at 185, and now he won't really have that much of an advantage against these bigger guys and with bigger power. So I like Izzy, but sometimes we build these guys up to be these mythical creatures, and I think we fall in love with that every now and then. DXJC is saying Jesus a lot clear the women's MMO. Yeah, right. Vieira, the only spot. Yeah, I call Vienna sub too. Shit. Manuel Galarza is saying, what are the key factors you look for when the UFC sets up fights for newcomers like Mazo? You clearly saw something in that fight. 3,600-year-old Davis beat the newbie. Well, Mazo's been in the UFC for a couple of fights now, right? And just based on what we've seen work against her, which is pace and pressure, like you can't just look at the result of her knocking out Justine Kish last fight. Watch that fight. She lost the first two rounds. Something that a lot of people don't go back and do as well is you can look at the scorecards for fights that got finished in the second or third round. So you can at least legitimize the fact that, okay, yeah, she was being beat in these rounds and then got bailed out by a head kick. And then other fights like the Marina Moroz fight, who's getting her down and having success from the top. And Alexis Davis, as old as she is, she's still serviceable. Like she can still go out there, move forward. Like people have this notion that like, okay, if a fighter has fast hands, great. And then if somebody looks slow in the striking, yeah, that's a little bit of a concern. But how much knockout power does this girl actually have? Or how much knockout power does this fighter actually have? And with Mazo, it's more so her head kicks that are putting people away. It's not really her striking. So yeah, she had success, but it wasn't enough to scare away Alexis Davis from closing the distance and getting the clinch and getting the takedowns. So that's kind of what I look forward most to. Cardio, pace, and pressure. Those are like the top three things for me when looking into a fight. Dasher Hunter has that feeling that Amanda loses. So the only way that I see Amanda losing is by knockout. And her knockout, Megan Anderson's knockout prop, the last time I checked was plus 1495. Let's see what it is now. Megan Anderson wins by KO plus 1485, which indicates a 6% chance of winning. So if you think so truly, and you give her more than a 6% chance, there's your spot right there. Good little payout too. Pillar Lane saying Lock has the thoughts. You know what I'm talking about. 100% Pillar. Fig rematching Moreno in June. Yeah. So Cody Garbrandt, we don't know what's good with him. Maybe he wants to take a fight at 125. Maybe he takes a fight at 135. I wouldn't mind Brandon Royval versus Cody Garbrandt for number one shot, especially considering how Royval lost his fight against Moreno. Let's do it. Number one contender right there. I'm going to hop off in about 5 minutes. I can't believe it's almost been an hour since I've been doing this. Holy fuck. But you guys have been great, man. I appreciate it. We had a couple of trolls, but again, I'd rather not hide my face or delete videos and shit after I have a losing night. Face the fucking music. So then when you win, you can, parade a little bit. Just a little bit, though. Don't get too cocky, but you can parade a little bit. But yeah, got to dig myself out of this hole this year too. Can't get over the fact of that. All right, Tristan Schuhauser. I think they are trying to make Cody versus Aldo because they announced Figgy versus Moreno. Okay, yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that fight. I'm cool with that. He's on Rogan. He'll fight to stay active. I haven't listened to his one yet. 135 or 125. Kennedy and Zetsuko versus Carlos Ulberg. I got Carlos Ulberg there. I think that Kennedy is still relatively green. Didn't do the tape yet, but the kid's green. I think he's always going to be that guy that relies too much on athleticism and his explosiveness that he's going to get picked apart by guys like Carlos Ulberg who should go out there and outstrike. And now the concern I have about Carlos Ulberg is there's not too much out there on him. So I kind of place this more so into the lower level of fighting. But Carlos Ulberg should go out there and look like this guy, look like an absolute world beater and put on in Zetsuku. But with the limited knowledge that I have on Ulberg, I think, again, maybe tape tells me something else, but I know we don't have that much on him outside of kickboxing fights. But this is MMA. There's a difference. And Kennedy is strong enough to potentially just push him over if his takedown defense isn't that great. But again, I got to dust up the knowledge again. I don't remember the best about Carlos other than the fact that he's a great striker. And he trains with Izzy as well. Like Casey Kenny next week. Early, yeah, he's early. Casey Kenny next week. Yeah. I lean him, but I gotta do the tapes too. Genie, yeah, I was down fucking 5 or 6 units. Not good. Go with your gut, MMA Latian. Yeah. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. MMA Genie, how much is 1 unit into? You can't be doing 2 units deep on an untrusted Hernandez. Oh, okay, hey. You gotta show some respect around here, right? Talk with some manners. Locky, so you gone beating of the top 5 heavyweights, which figured to be the toughest for him to get past. Which do you see him beating? Top 5. Let's see what that looks like. I think he beats Volkov. I think okay, so Rosenstrike he beats. Blades would be an interesting one because I'm not sure if he has that crazy knockout power like a Rosenstrike, like a Lewis or an Ngannou. So I'd be interested to see how successful Curtis Blades could actually be with getting him down without worrying about getting deaded. So that's a concern of mine. I wouldn't bet him against Curtis Blades, nor would I back Blades there either. I think he beats Lewis because he has much better fight IQ / movement / he's shown that he can go 25 minutes against the guy that could potentially put his lights out. Francis Ngannou is obviously a scary one too, but I think that what he showed in the Rosenstrike fight would come and help him out in this Francis Ngannou fight. Maybe Volkov would be his toughest test, which is weird to say, but Volkov has that rangy style, has the output. How much would Gon really be able to dance on the outside without having to eat all these teeps down the middle and these kicks up the middle too, right? Yeah, I can't believe I'm actually saying, but I think that Volkov would be the toughest test. Now, this is assuming that Stipe is still out there. I feel like Stipe is going to retire within the next year or two and just ride off into the sunset with a nice little fat check, and hopefully beat Ngannou, maybe defend one more time. But I'm just gonna take him out of the picture. But I think the Volkov fight would probably be very tough, and the Curtis Blades fight, depending on his takedown defense. That's not there's no Makhachev Lock. I like him, but minus 230 is a little bit high. That's why I like Brady better at minus 196. That's my lock of the night. Lowell put some respect on his name. Damn, man. Ben I'll be around with you next week. Let's get back to Sean Brady. Book that shit right now. I don't know where the line's going to go, but I was happy with minus 196. Is what it is. You got to admit, though, Hernandez was a dumb player. I respect you just trying to weasel out advice to some. I don't think it was a dumb play going into it, given everything that we've seen. I didn't think that we'd see Thiago Moises go out there and, first of all, calf kick the way that he did. It's not anything that we've seen him do before. And nor did I think that he was going to be able to pressure him the way that Dober did. And he didn't, just because he was so effective with the calf kick, and it really slowed down Hernandez. But yeah, I'd make that play again, given what I knew before. All good. Agree. My man is up here late night pounding to MMA man. I show him respect and keep him moving. Yeah, Genie is he's a 13-year-old respectable kid. I respect the dude in his grind, but man, that was a little bit feisty. Gotta have a filter every now and then, my man. Jeez. Ben Peak, Ghana's future championship, hashtag believe it. Go for it, brother. Mr. Always 420 likes Thiago Santos next week. I'm actually going to be on Rakic, but I don't think I'll be making a bet there. But he was like my second favorite spot on the card. I love Rakic. I think that he has high potential and a very high ceiling. And given what we saw in Thiago Santos' last fight, that's the bread and butter of Alexander Rakic. Who has better striking than Glover Teixeira at this point in time? At least more fluid striking rather than just brute strength. MMA Genie. Yeah, come on. I don't want no negativity nonsense in here. I don't know about that, Ben. He hasn't really been tested just yet. Yeah, I don't think the Jairzinho Rosenstrike fight was a test, per se. Just saying that. Dasher Hunter, Volkov was beating Lewis at 245 pounds and got caught late. Yep, you're right. At 265 is a whole different animal. If anything, Cyril needs to work his wrestling more because I know Rosenstrike couldn't be that good. Yeah, exactly. Volkov could make it interesting too, right? I think he's could be the better technical striker, has more tools, but the movement has to go to Volkov. But how much is Gane going to have to move with the type of size that Volkov brings to the table, right? Rakic versus Santos goes to decision at plus 145. That's not a bad spot. That's not a bad spot. I'm going to wrap this pitch up soon. Manuel Galarza, Hernandez cost me several units tonight. I had that one way wrong. I may never bet on him again. Yeah, we live and we learn. We live and we learn. Young Nasty is saying he likes Rakic. Yeah, I'm right there with you, brother. MMA Genie trying to be out here giving out advice. It's all good. Uros Medic. Mike Bealby is saying definition of lock the night next week. Interesting. I'd have to look into that one. But yeah, I really like Sean Brady. That guy's killing it. Brett Vini is saying, what did you think of Lawrence post-fight interview? Just acting like he belongs and wants all the smoke. Well, after a performance like that, let him know. You know what I mean? The guy looked good. I'd be puffing my chest if my UFC debut looked like that. That was very one-sided. But yeah, I think he has the chops to make a run, maybe like top 15, top 10. But let's see how his career progresses. And then we'll see. Junkyard Dog likes John Jones over Gane. That'd be an interesting one. I want to see how John looks at that division first. Thiago will lose. There's a Christian as far as I celebrate close losses to Jones. Yeah, Anthony Smith. Who's the other one? Dominic Reyes. All these guys have pretty much just been losing. The only imaginary plays I had tonight was Davis to win by decision and over 2.5 in the main event. Got to start posting YouTube breakdowns for you guys in March. There you go. Ben Peak agree. He has been tested by just high levels in him as a fighter in a young MMA career. Yep. You're right, Genie. I learned today. Locke, how'd you do tonight? I had a rough night. Yeah, I had a bit of a rough night too. It was mainly on Jimmy Rivera. If Jimmy Rivera came through for me, it would have been a winning night. But yeah, Pedro Munoz kicked the fuck out of him, and then we didn't get much else after that. Ben Peak hasn't been tested. I mean, yeah. Locke and I believe we also looked too much into Kroom's main event. Can't grab much from on. think you're talking about the last fight. Yeah. First of all, Genie, if you think I just looked at his 1 minute fight against Roosevelt Roberts, you have me all twisted, brother. You have me all twisted. If you're making picks just off of UFC fights alone, this is not the game for you. That's all I gotta say. Young Nasty, it's crazy how many people want to be heard on your channel. Crazy how much subs you're getting. Yeah, appreciate it, dude. The fanfare is growing. Wins or losses, it's ridiculous. The fanfare is coming, and I'm trying to deliver the best information that I can to you guys. And sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but people trust me to a certain point. And again, people that are mad for paying on the Patreon for $5 a month, it should be ashamed of themselves. That's why I'm only charging $5 a month. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's so many other guys that are racking up all these other fucking units and just killing it, making it just like slow methodical plays for every single event. But go pay for them. Pay for them. I'll never charge more than $5 a month because I know what I'm bringing to the table. Everyone took Kroom. What a huge fault tonight. I was on that wagon as well too. I thought his cardio was going to look better, dude. I think his cardio was going to look better, and it not. If you look into his career, he normally looks like he has a pretty good gas tank, especially going 5 rounds right before the UFC. Oof. Gustafson as well too. He had some success, but was holding on to that first fight Jones too long. Yeah, you're right. Got all these main events. God damn, yeah, you're so right. You're so right. Jesse Scott, man, let's hope for an improved March and February rough in comparison to the end of 2020. Yeah, man, 2020 was fire. But what I want to erase from my memory the most, but obviously I'll never hide it, is the January stretch that I had, because that was rough. That was stupid picks. I will absolutely admit that was stupid picks. I should be much better than that in terms of not betting heavily on bum fights, and that's what I felt like I did in that stretch. And thought micro, not macro. That's another thing that I'm bringing to the table for the next little bit. Ben Peak is saying, "Study the tape, study the tape." Yeah, that's tape is God. Tape is the Bible. If you're in this game, if you're just popping off at the mouth without actually seeing what these guys are doing in the cage, you're going to fall victim to narrative, and then you're going to make the, Amanda Hebos plays. You're going to make the Gian Vellante plays just because they're minus 200, minus 220, because people think they're safe just because they have that price tag beside it. Watch the tape. All right. Dave Nettles. Lock, I haven't seen Israel Adesanya use his guard game much. How good is his ground game? How about Blachowicz on the ground? Do you see their fight going to the ground or just a fist fight? Adesanya, we saw him a little bit on the ground against Kelvin Gastelum. He was throwing up fucking arm bars and triangles and shit, but that was with Gastelum rocked, I believe. And then any other time we've seen him taken down, it's just like him pushing onto or like pushing back, get to the cage as soon as possible, treating the ground like hot lava, and then getting back to the cage really quick. Now the difference here is that Blachowicz is a black belt. Blachowicz is much stronger and bigger than the guys that he's been fighting in the past. That's the thing that worries me here. Genius saying, "I had luck on my station when I list to 1K. I ain't no leech." All right, cool. Jeez, why is there always negativity here, guys? Come on, let's just talk some shit. Serious looks so terrible, yet he keeps winning all these fights somehow. I had him in the Chase Super fight. That was a solid underdog cash, I think. But yeah, I think his streak stops with his next fight, depending on who it is. Apparently, he was scheduled to fight Giga Chikadze at one point. I would take Giga Chikadze against Caceres. Just saying. Junkyard Dog, hope you and Cody do a video during one of these upcoming pay-per-views. Like, you want what do you want? Like a fight companion type of thing? Because we do propping you up every week. People wrote off Caceres Hooper win, but I think Chase Hooper was a solid submission grappler, and just because he lost doesn't mean he's a bum. I think it was just his inability to get the fight to the ground that really fucked him in that fight. Bravini, Kroon's problem was going to be that same takedown over and over when he couldn't get Caceres down. He needed to change it up before he blew everything fighting uses takedown attempts. Yeah, again, in past fights, I've seen him, go for takedowns. And one thing I will say, he showed more confidence in his striking in past fights compared to this one, where it seemed like he was just diving for the takedowns more so than try to get into the takedowns with some striking. So maybe that definitely blew his wad a little bit too. I'm down a good little chunk. All right, Jeannie, you wanna get on there? Jeez, is it cold in Toronto? I think today was actually pretty nice. We had a bunch of snow on the ground and it actually melted. Well, I'll say specifically where I'm at right now. -29 Fahrenheit, whatever that is in Celsius is, oh, so it's nope, Celsius. -2 Celsius and whatever I said earlier for Fahrenheit. But it's getting better. It's been much colder before. Agree, Benfree, great point. Fight companion. Maybe one day. Maybe once this COVID shit blows over a little bit more, I want to get him back in studio and we can do something. But yeah, I'd be down for sure. Thoughts on Jan versus Aljo? I'm on the Aljo side here, but that's a no bet. There's no way you're going to catch me betting against my guy Pierre Jan. But based on what I saw off of tape, I feel like it's a dangerous fight for Jan if he's too passive, which he's been in the past. He was getting soundly outstruck by Jimmy Rivera until dropping him in the last seconds of the first and second round. Now, if Aljo's able to do that, who I think has probably better movement and better range management and range striking than Jimmy Rivera, it could be, Jan's going to have to really get his shit together and put it on him. But from what we've seen as of late, he struggles against guys that throw volume against him. Israel will knock out Polish power. Jan does not rely on his wrestling. He's always banking on his technique and power. Yeah, he's more of a striker. He has a black belt, but he doesn't really seek it. Maybe he does it. Maybe he does it for this fight. Maybe he changes it up and be like, okay, let me get my black belt to use and see if I can actually push Izzy to the ground. Good time for Ice Path then. Yep. And Pico, appreciate you staying on the chat longer than you said. Yeah, fuck, you guys are crazy. I told you guys I was going to leave like fucking 15 minutes ago. All right, let me catch up real quick and then I'm out of here. Yes, everybody, please hit the like button. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm not going to... Jeannie, I love you, but you got to stop bringing the negativity to the channel every single fucking time. A lot of Aljo I love. I don't get it, honestly. Again, pace, pressure, and distance management. But I'm not betting it, so that should tell you how pussy I am regarding back in that bet with money. 70 Fahrenheit in Phoenix, Jesus. So jealous of the warm weather. I can't wait for winter up here. Gift of Nothing is saying Power can't beat Adesanya. True, but I think he can. I don't know. I'm not betting it again. I'm not betting it. I'm picking Izzy to win, but it's a tough fight. Apologies. It's all good. That's what Izzy said after prayer knocked him out. Yeah. The most important thing when you're down in betting is not to force or overdo plays. Would you want 2 units deep if you grew up? Play cautious on your great brother. I make all my bets beforehand. I'm not sure what you're trying to get on. All right. We will get it back next year. Yeah, dude, I'm in this shit for the long haul. You think I created all of this and got to where I've fucking gotten to quit after a bit of a cold streak? God damn. We out here. Interested to see if Benavidez has anything left in the tank. I think he does. I don't think he's facing a huge power puncher here in Askarov. So I lean in pre-tape, but we'll see. Speaking of which, I do want to announce right before I get out of here, I'm going to be doing a new show every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go live, and I'm still thinking about the name, but I was thinking about like Locke's pre-search perspective or something like that. But what I wanted to do was look ahead to coming up from Monday. This Monday show would not be about UFC 259. It would be about the March 13th card, which has full odds out already. So what I want to do is go through the card, pre-search, like pre-tape, pre-research, get my thoughts out there, see what you guys are thinking and shit too, and then go in and do my work and then come out with, whatever my lock of the night is. I might have my lock of the night even before I do my pre-search video as well too. But yeah, I think that's another way to get some good content out there and engage with the guys a little bit more. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. I think it's a solid idea, right? Nobody does that. Nobody talks about the next week's fight this early, but I think some people have that interest to, get a really early look and talk about it really early. So obviously on Monday, I'll also have my, regular MMA Lawcast podcast that comes out for UFC 259. But again, that evening I want to do this. Let me know about the name too. Locke's pre-search perspective. Or I think one that I had was the that's the only one that I have. I apologize. All right, goddamn, all in, baby. On Izzy, good luck. Askarov versus Benavidez. I like Benavidez pre-tapes. Do you think the point deduction for Silva was fair without a warning? No, when it's that blatant, I don't mind it. Otherwise, the other thing they could have done was warning, but give Montana the position as well too. But I don't mind it given how egregious it was. Smack my head, Genie. Bet the house on 3 defending champs next week. Ooh. Nunes wins, yes. Yeah, and again, I favor Aljo, but I think he has a really good shot of winning. And then what's the main event? Blakovic and Izzy. Wow. I don't know. Izzy could pull it off too. Worst ship fight card lost 3.5 units, first net loss in 2 months. Yeesh. Yeah, it's been a lot rough. Get your money up off the women's overs, easy money. Dude, I've been hitting women's unders. That's where I've been getting my plus money from. um actually like Thiago Moises, but the final weighing crew talked me out of it. I apologize. I apologize, man. Good idea. Okay. Gift of nothing likes that idea. Man, I need to call off work Monday to listen to that. Sounds like a great idea. All right, cool. Well, it's going to be live, so you can always watch it afterwards. Women's overs is 25-1 this year. No way, dude. I hit like 2 or 3 of them already. But again, maybe the most part, yeah, you're right. But I've been hitting some pretty good unders. Lock of the Night early bird special. Ooh, that's a good one. I don't mind. That's a good little name there. I like that. Any other names? I'll give you guys like 2 more minutes. Does anybody have potential names? I'll give you credit in the first episode as well too. But so again, I have locks pre-search perspective, a show pretty much looking at the next upcoming card, not the fight coming up, but the one after that, just to give people a super early look at it. Lock of the Night early bird special is in the running. It's Saturday night. You guys are crazy. Junkyard Dog, Kenny Makhachev, Brady Adesanya will be my way too early in the week. Parlay 4-1. Not bad. Pre-search again. Sounds really good. I like the Brady side. I like the Adesanya side. I like the Makhachev side. But I got to look into the Kenny Cruz fight. But I do lean Kenny for sure. Getting PTSD from all these misbets. We gotta get it going. And drop the link. What link? You want to come on stream yet? I'm done, dude. I'm getting out of here. I've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. Early bird, a good one. Yeah, I like that too. I don't know where I'm getting my statistics. Look into it, then get back to me on the next stream, bro. Yeah, you're not coming on. I'm done. Lock Night, then event name. Lock's future takes, not bad. Lock the Night, UFC 259. John Gullen, hey Lock, thanks so much for the knowledge. Been smashing onto MMA, DK, and draft sport super draft. Not sure if you saw it on Twitter, but thanks again. Yes, I appreciate it, buddy. I think you tagged me in it as well too. I saw you take down a couple of those super draft lineups as well too. So good shit. The lock must monster lock of the night. Don't get me. How do you determine if there's value in a bet? So the tool that I like to use, if you guys go to betmma.tips, and it should be right at the top. On the top little menu bar, the orange one, click betting tools, then go to odds conversion tool. Now, what I like to do is you want to set a percentage of how much you believe, like, if a fighter fought 10 times, or if a fight went down 10 times, how many times would your fighter win? So like for Jimmy Rivera, I truly thought he won that fight at least 8 out of 10 times, given his ability to move in and out as well as he does, his combinations and all that type of stuff. I didn't factor in the calf kicks as heavily as I should have, as I believe that Jimmy Rivera would have a style that would be good enough to get out of the way of those and obviously counter and return and really keep on moving. So I set his percentage at 80% of my own, which means I would bet him all the way up to minus 400 in that spot, which I didn't mind. I thought that it was a solid spot, given everything that we knew. And that gives me minus 400. So the fact that I got him at minus 137 or whatever it was, there's value in that essentially. Another one, for example, Alexis Davis, the implied probability at plus 173 or even plus 180. Let's go to plus 180, which is what I saw her closer to the fight. 35% is what they're indicating that she's going to win at. Whereas I saw that more so as like 45, 50. Actually, you know what? I saw it as a 50-50 fight. Meaning you're getting value thinking that the line should actually be minus 100 or plus 100 compared to the plus 180 that you're getting. Hope that helps. Lock of subscribe to the MMA Genie Night. Yeah. Appreciate you stopping by. As always, DraftKings just came to my country. Where's best place to learn how to play it? Um, if you just go on the website, they have a lot of good things there. But in terms of listening to advice, there's a lot of good guys out there. I do a DFS show, obviously, that comes out every Thursday afternoon. I give you guys like picks and stuff there and how to approach the fights, or at least a couple of the fights. And then there's a bunch of other guys out there that are doing very well too. Brett Apley at Daily Fan MMA is killing it. That's somebody that you should find out, or kind of just try to hone your skills around or after, or base it off that. But yeah. Fook the bookies. You have your picks for next week. I just have one bet in play. I've only studied about 4 of the fights so far, 5 of the fights. But the only bet that I've made is Sean Brady minus 196, 4 units. So that's $400 I have on Sean Brady for next week. You should post your picks in the summary of the video. Not a bad idea. Yeah. In terms of predictions, like if we want to talk about the whole card, let's see how I did. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 2-1, 2-2-1, 2-3-1, 3-3-1, 4-3-1, 5-3-1, 5-3-1. So not bad in terms of predictions, but betting wise didn't really go the greatest. Might just start watching Clint. Seems like he's in the green every night, even if it's a rough one. Is he though? Sure he is. Sure. Try and get Ariel on here. Big fight next week. Yeah, I don't want to pester him too much. I mean, like he legit replies to any email I send him pretty much within 24 hours. DMs as well too. He's very quick with it, even if it's just an emoji or some shit. So I don't want to pester him too much, but I would love for it to be maybe like a yearly thing. And the funny thing is, I'm not sure if you guys like still have your Facebook accounts or anything. I don't go on it, but I still have it just for like the memories thing. And one of the memories I had 11 years ago was Ariel Hawani is the man, or Ariel Hawani is my idol, or some shit. This was like 11 years ago. The guy was just popping up. You know, what I mean, he was just having all these great relationships with fighters. He was just on the come up. Had a great relationship with Dana White as well too. He was killing it back then. So back then, like maybe 8 years ago, I got him on my college radio show, and luckily he's pretty much remembered me ever since. So I had the in. Now I don't want to take advantage of that. So maybe once a year, I'll try to figure something out. Thanks for the show, taking our messages, even the really annoying ones. It's all good, man. Thick skin, thick skin. I had Ari on my podcast last month. Yeah, he did too. Wait, the real Ari Wani is who you're talking to? Yeah, I had him on my 100th episode. If you go back, so my breakdown for UFC 254, I had a different handicapper on for every single episode or every single fight, and then at the end of the show, I broke it down. Or I broke down the storylines with Hawani. So that was fucking dope. I've interviewed him in the past before, but that one was fun. That one was dope as fuck. So yeah, just go back to MMA Lawcast episode 100. It was my 100th episode bonanza, which is why I went crazy for it. And yeah, he's at the end there. But yeah, great interview, fun times, solid dude. Check it out. All right, see you guys. Well, John Gullen, I'll just say this. What's Don Hernandez what he did wrong there? I don't think he did anything wrong. It was more so Thiago Moises implementing that calf kick nice and early, and didn't really let the game of Hernandez go off. I think once Hernandez started to feel those calf kicks, he just let off. That's the thing. All right, if you're still in here, please do hit that like, hit that subscribe as well too. If you copied my bets, bet for bet, I apologize. Bad night. Had some good reads at least on Alexis Davis and a couple of the fights. The one that I probably regret the most is not betting on fucking Ronnie Lawrence, as he seemed to have the best path to victory and easiest path to victory at minus 155. God, that's what I'm going to regret. That one and Ricky Simone inside the distance against Gaetano Perello are going to be my two, like, the ones that I missed the most from this year. But it is what it is. I got to take advantage of these spots moving forward. All right. Appreciate everybody that stopped by. Make sure you guys hit that like if you haven't already. I'll see you guys. Tomorrow I'm doing prep for Monday's show. And then Monday show, I'm going to drop the MMA Lawcast in the morning, hopefully, more than likely. And then in the evening, 9 p.m. Eastern, sounding like it's going to be Locke's Early Bird Special. Shout out to whoever shot that one up there. You know what? Let me see if I can find that one. Gift of Nothing. I'm gonna snip this so I remember it, so I can give my dude a shout out when I do the show on Monday. So again, I'm gonna do a show on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, probably for an hour or so to go over. Is it the Edwards fight? Hold on. So after 259, yeah, Edwards and Muhammad. So if you guys want to really early talk about Edwards versus Muhammad, Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. See you guys then. Apparently there's no link yet, but I'll do it whatever. You guys have your notifications on for me, and you guys will know when I'm down. 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday. So you guys